Good morning, dear children. Today we will read chapter 4. The name of the chapter is The Pronoun. So, first of all, let us understand what pronoun is. Pronoun is a word used instead of a noun. That means we can say that it replaces a noun. That means it takes the place of a noun. So, pronouns are used to avoid the same noun again and again. So pronouns are words which are used in place of a noun. They replace a noun. And why are we using pronouns? So there is no repetition of the same noun. Let us see an example. Mrs. Kiran is the new police inspector. Mrs. Kiran is an honest and sincere worker. Mrs. Kiran looks very impressive in the khaki. Now in these sentences, you will see that we are repeating the same word. That is the same noun, Mrs. Kiran, Mrs. Kiran, Mrs. Kiran, again and again. So to stop this repetition of the same noun, we use pronouns. Now, because Mrs. Kiran is a woman and for women, we use the pronoun she. So, if we will replace this noun, Mrs. Kiran, we will use she. So, let us see how the sentence changes. Mrs. Kiran is the new police inspector. She is an honest and sincere worker. She looks very impressive in the khaki. So now this paragraph, or you can say these sentences, they look more effective, and when we speak there is no repetition of the same noun or the name again and again. So that is why to avoid the repetition we use pronouns in place of noun. Now let us understand how many kinds of pronouns are there. If we speak broadly, there are 6 kinds of pronouns. Only 6 kinds of pronouns are given there in your syllabus right now. So let us see what are they. The first one is personal pronoun. Second is reflexive pronoun. Third is possessive pronoun. Fourth is demonstrative pronoun. Fifth is interrogative pronoun. And sixth is relative pronoun. So these are the 6 kinds of pronouns that are mentioned in your syllabus. Now we will see in a brief one by one. In your syllabus, there is no explanation of these in your book. So we are not going to discuss them in detail right now, that you will read in the next class. But in this class, in 4th class, we will only see a short brief description of them. What are these nouns? So the first is the personal pronoun. So as the name suggests, personal, it refers to some person's name. So let us see what is it. Personal pronouns are used as a substitute for a person's name. Yes, so like in the name of Mrs. Kiran in the previous example we have seen. So Mrs. Kiran is the name of a person. So to replace the name of a person, we use personal pronouns. Now it will be more clarified to you after the examples. So the examples are I, we, you, he, she, it. So now all these pronouns, they refer to somebody, some person's name. Now see, I, in place of my name, taking my name again and again, I will use I. So in place of again going on saying Sapna, 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 I will use I for myself. Then next come we. We is the plural. When more than one person are there, we use we. You is for the person to whom we are speaking. Then he for the name of a male. That means if the masculine gender is there, we will use he. If any female is there, we will use she. And if any non-living thing or any animal or any bird is there, then we will use it. Second is the reflexive pronoun. Now let us see what is reflexive pronoun. Reflexive Reflexive pronouns end in self or selves, S-E-L-F self or S-E-L-V-E-S selves. They refer back to the subject forms of personal pronouns. Examples: myself, yourself, himself, and ourselves. Now, in reflexive pronoun, the how to identify whether it is reflexive pronoun or not. If any pronoun ends in SELF or SELVES selves, then they are reflexive pronoun. Now, as the name suggests, reflexive means that they reflect something. So these reflexive pronouns, they refer back to the subject form. That means whatever the subject is there, if we are talking about that subject is itself, we will use reflexive pronouns. Examples: myself, yourself, himself, and ourselves. So if I will use it for myself, then for me, I will use it myself. So for example, I myself hurt my finger. So here, myself means, I myself means that nobody else has hurt me. I myself have hurt. Okay, so myself refers to the same subject. If I will say you, I would like to use yourself. So if I'll have to use it, so in the example, I will use it like that. You yourself will have to do your homework. That means you will have to do your homework, nobody else. Same way himself, in the same way ourselves, herself, itself, like that we will use. The third is the possessive pronoun. Now, possessive means that we possess something, we own something, we are the master of something, or we have something. So, possessive pronouns are the pronouns that help us show possession or ownership in a sentence. That means that something belongs to us. If I say this mobile belongs to me, this book belongs to me, that means what? That this is my mobile. So what does my mobile means? My mobile means shows the possession. So possession means to possess something, to own something. So the words which show possession are pronouns. They are me, your, his, and her. So like if I say this register belongs to me. So me is what? Me is the possessive pronoun. If I say this pen is your. So your will be a possessive pronoun. Now comes the demonstrative pronoun. Now what are demonstrative pronouns? Demonstrative pronouns indicate what we are talking about by pointing towards it. So while talking, if we want to point towards something or somebody, we use demonstrative pronouns. Like we want to indicate towards something, so we use demonstrative pronouns like that: this, that, these, those. So we will use it like that. This is my friend. So this means what? This means that we are referring towards somebody. Or if I say that is my register. So that means that we are pointing towards somebody or something. The fifth one is interrogative pronouns. So this all of you have understood it. Interrogative pronouns are the pronouns which are used to ask questions. So the words which are used to ask questions, they are interrogative pronouns. For example, who, whose, and whom. So these WH words are used to ask questions and they are known as interrogative pronouns. Now comes relative pronouns. Relative pronouns relate something. Because the word is relative, the meaning will be to that they relate something in the sentence. So let us see what they relate. Relative pronouns are used to connect a phrase to a noun or pronoun. So in a sentence, relative pronouns are used because we want to show some connection between a phrase. Phrase is a small sentence. Between a small sentence to a noun or a pronoun in a sentence. They are placed directly after the noun or pronoun they modify. So whichever for whatever noun or pronoun they have been used, they are placed directly after that. So some examples are that, who, and which. Now this is one thing is there which need to be noted down is that that, who, which, these words are also used as either demonstrative pronouns or interrogative pronouns. So it is not like that they cannot be used anywhere else also. They have some other applications also. They can be applied somewhere else also. So now let us see what these relative pronouns do. Now I will give you an example like this is the boy who stole my bag. So we are connecting two things. The first one is the boy, and the another is what he does. He stole my bag. So when we use who for the boy, that who becomes the relative pronoun. So we will use the sentence like that. This is the boy who. Now who means what? That boy. And what he did? Who stole my bag. So the who is a relative pronoun which is connecting these two sentences. Now there comes one more topic which we need to understand is the classifying personal pronouns. We have seen personal pronouns which are used for person's name. So there is a classification of personal pronouns which is according to the person. So personal pronouns are used for the name of persons or things in all the persons. So personal pronouns are the names which are used for the persons, and there are three persons. Now three persons does not mean that particularly there are one, two, or three persons. Let us see. There is the first person, then second person, and then the third person. So first of all, see what is first person. The first person is the person who is speaking. Now in a conversation, the person who is speaking is the first person, and the next comes is the second person. Now the second person is the person to whom we are speaking with. So first person is who is speaking. Second one is to whom we are speaking. Okay. Then the third person is the person spoken of or the person spoken about. So now let us see all of these three together. First person, the one who is speaking. Second, the one with whom we are conversing. That way means to whom we are speaking. And the third person is to whom we are talking about. So now see, if three people are talking or four people are talking, if the first person, if the number one person is speaking, he is the first person and he will use the pronouns like I, we, me, my. If he is speaking to another person, he will use for him you, your, yours. And if they are talking about any other person, that person will be the third person and they will use the pronouns like he, she, it, they. Now, when the dialogue changes, when another person in the same group is talking, then he will become the first person. Then those who are listening will become the second person, and to about whom they are talking, they will become the third person. So these are the first, second, and the third person. Hope you have understood it. In the next class, we will do the exercises of this chapter. Thank you very much. Have a good day.